Hi guys, it's day 2. It's up now, and it's day 2 of the Homeschooling in London 30 days of vlogs. And my son's not around, so I've decided to do a little conversation piece about unschooling. And these are a topic that really, it kind of makes me feel a little bit anxious, this topic does, because when my son first started, on the home education journey, I was so ready to put everything into curriculums and organise everything into like sections and make everything like a kind of school but at home. And then as time went on, I started to relax a little bit more with it, and I started watching unschooling videos and seeing how parents have managed to successfully unschool their children, and they've still, come out okay. Do you know what I mean? And I was so anxious about this particular way of educating that I steer cleared from it completely in the beginning. I was like, right, this has to be completely dogmatic. Everything has to be the way I want it to go. And as time went on, I started to realise that I was kind of creating like a school environment at home, which doesn't really make sense for me in the sense that I am trying to educate him differently to how he'd be educated at a school. The only thing that I've been doing recently is, as you've probably seen from previous vlogs, is what I've been doing. I've been structuring, say, literacy and numeracy, and the rest of the other topics are just taught in a more organic way. And even so to speak, maths is actually a little bit more organic than the literacy, because I don't necessarily have like a curriculum, like a pack that's, this is the first stage, this is the second stage. I just get whatever I can. I get books, and I've got certain apps that he uses, and we go out, and then he'll count, and then I'll say how many red cards can you see, and he'll count the red cards. I'll say how many blue cards did you see, and he'll count the blue cards, and he'll add it together. So he's been learning through life with maths and literacy as well, really. But I do have a curriculum for the literacy side of things. I don't have a curriculum per se for the maths, but I do have one for the literacy. I don't have one for the numeracy per se, but I do have one for the literacy. But in terms of all the other subjects, originally I had all these folders for each and every topic. And then I started looking at it, and it started making me feel really anxious. And so the very thought of unschooling made me feel anxious, and then the very thought of not unschooling made me anxious as well, because I had all these folders of science and history and all different topics, nutrition and music history and art. I had all these folders and all of these curriculum, all these things worked out that was going to go exactly the way I wanted it to go. It didn't work like that. And so it got to a point where I said to myself, right, I'm literally going to unschool for the other topics. And that is working perfectly for me at the moment, and for him. So some days he'll just go to me, Mummy, I want to look at something about dinosaurs. And that's after we've done literacy and numeracy. I don't compromise with literacy and numeracy. We do that in the morning. And afterwards he'll say, I want to do an experiment. I want to do dinosaurs. And I have this book. It's a really cool book, and I've showed you before. It's like an encyclopedia type interactive book. And it's really cool because my son just goes through the book and he'll go, I like that. And then we'll just look at something to do with that. Or he'll say, I want to go to the park, and we'll go to the park. Or he'll say, I want to go to a museum, and we go to a museum. I want to go wherever, and we'll go. It'll be a couple of days when we've just gone to the cinema 2 days in a row, because we'll watch the pictures and watch the movie. Because he wanted to go, and I said, you know what, why not? Why not? So yeah, I'm really enjoying using the unschooling method for the other topics, but I'm not going to do that for literacy and numeracy. I do sort of kind of tailor things for him for the literacy, for the numeracy, and obviously I've got a purchased curriculum for the literacy, which you've seen, which is Kumon. And I think it's working for me and working for him. And I really do encourage people that are going into the homeschool, this whole home education lifestyle, so to speak, to do whatever works for them. Try different things in the beginning and see what works for you. Don't watch someone's video. And I think sometimes that's the danger of the YouTube. People watch videos and they go, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's going to be perfect for my child, and it's going to go exactly like it went for that family. And if it doesn't, it's like all hell breaks loose. Oh my God, it didn't work. And it's not because like what that family's doing is wrong. It's because it didn't work for your child. You have to tailor things for your child. Personally, unschooling my son for every single topic, I don't think it would work for him. I have tried about a week where I kind of just took my foot off the gas and just sort of didn't do anything. I'd wake up in the morning and he would just, this was before we started the Kumon, and he would just kind of play and run around and all of that, which is fine because children need to play, and children need to play through learning. People need to learn through play as well. Especially at my son's age, he's just 4, he's nearly 5. But to just play continuously. And the thing is with him is that what he would be doing, he would play with his cars, then he'll play with more cars, and then he'll play with Spider-Man, and then he'll play with more cars, and he'll get his iPad out and start playing games on the iPad, and then he'll start just, he could sit and play games on his iPad all day. So if I was to say, right, I'm going to unschool him and I'm not going to do anything with him, I'm just going to just let him do what he wants. I think it might work if he's older, because then he knows exactly what he likes. Like, now he's just exploring different things, but I think when they get a little bit older, they're like, right, I like to do science, so I'm going to do science today. Whereas he doesn't bring up any topics unless I start it off in the morning. So if I start off in the morning with literacy and numeracy, then afterwards he'll say, Mummy, I want to do this. But if I just decide to not do anything, he won't bring up anything. He would just decide he wants to play computer games all day, which I don't really think that he's going to learn very much from playing computer games every single day, all day, every day. Really, I have seen some unschooling families where it seems to work for them, and their kids are kind of running around and just playing and jumping up and down and eating ice cream and staying up till midnight. Personally, I don't think that's going to be a very good option for my child. I think that children do need some level of structure. And I found that when I do give him the structure, I find that he's more hungry to find out more information and learn more. So if I do give him some level of structure, I don't mean like the whole day, it's just this structured thing where he sits down, whatever. But if I do give him some level of structure in the morning, I kind of start the ball rolling, then he'll go, oh, Mummy, can I do this? And can I do that? Can I do this? Can I go? He starts feeling that hunger. But normally if I don't, he'll wake up in the morning and he'll be like, right, I want to watch a cartoon and just watch cartoons all day. I want to just sit and watch, play games on my computer, on my iPad, or I just want to throw cars in the air all about the whole day and draw all over the walls, which is fun, but drawing on the walls is not really something that you should really be doing in a house unless you have a designated space for that. Like you've got like your art room or something like that where they can just put stuff all over the walls. But it also depends on your circumstances and where you live. If you live in a rented property, it's not going to be ideal for your children to draw all over the walls. So I really do believe there needs to be some level of structure with kids, especially at a young age. I think there needs to be some level of structure. I don't think there should be just absolutely no routine whatsoever. And I think it depends on your child as well. Your child might work better without the routine, but I think kids need some level of structure. Even at schools where they say that they give kids a little bit more freedom. Like, for example, the Montessori schools, they do sort of say they put the little workstations out, and they allow the children to kind of meander around the room and do what they like in terms of within the guidelines of the work cycle. When they say do what you like, it doesn't mean go over there and start knocking cars over. That's not what they mean. They've created stations, at 3 or 4 stations, and the children have to decide, I'm going to go to this station, or I'm going to go to that station, or I'm going to go to that station. And they give them the choice. They don't sit down and say, right, today we're doing English. You know what I mean? So they still got a little bit of structure there. You know, so my opinion on unschooling as a method for home education is it is completely and utterly dependent on your family and your child and your lifestyle. If you find that works best for your child, then that's fine. If you find that your child needs a little bit of structure, and then they can kind of do, like my son, they can do what they want kind of after they've had that little bit of structure, little taste of structure, then that's fine for you. If you think your child needs 100% structure, strict schooling environment, but in the home, then that's up to you. So my opinion is, I'm half and half about it. I think, like, for me, my opinion for my child, I think it works for him to a certain extent, but he needs to have some level of structure to kind of kickstart his hunger for learning on any given day, if you understand what I mean. You don't know my child, so it's a bit difficult to kind of explain it, but he needs to, he almost needs a little push in the mornings, and then he's like, yes, I'm ready to sort of like start thinking of ideas. Sometimes what he'll do is he'll, like, for example, my son came up with an idea to learn his numbers by writing the numbers on a plate, on paper plates, and he was doing kind of stepping stones with the paper plates. I would shout out the numbers, and he would find the number and jump on the number. He created that game. He's invented quite a few games, learning games, on his own. But on that specific day, I kind of let him do a little bit of maths sitting down first, and then he did some reading sitting down first, and then that's when he got up and said, right, I want to do more numbers, but I want to do it like this. You know, so get to know your child, and then you're going to know exactly what's the best method for them. Anyway, this was day 2. Thank you for watching. I will speak to you guys on day 3. Bye.